the top teams in the nation set to square off and see who has the upper hand, at least for the moment. A top 10 in-conference showdown awaits. Welcome to Vaught-Hemingway Stadium, home of the Ole Miss Rebels, as we'll see the national champions from last year, the Texas A&M Aggies, taking on the winners of 4 straight, the Ole Miss Rebels. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by a couple of legends, and yes, we do use that term loosely. David Pollack from the University of Georgia and former Gator Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get down to the field. The Rebels will kick it away to start us off. On the run from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So Texas A&M's offense will get first crack at it today. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. Not much there. Picks up a couple to the 22.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
The thing I like about the slot receiver, he's really intentional in his route running. The quarterback always knows exactly where he's going to be on the field. They've got great chemistry together.
Can't get him to the ground. He moves the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 33.
It's a really good sign if you're on offense here. You're putting it on your offensive line on 3rd down. Critical down and distance, opening drive of the game. Let those guys fire off, get a hat on a hat. You can run the ball, pick up the first. You're around midfield. And all things looking pretty good here early for this offense.
The modest gain on the completion really shows why you want to run the zone, make them execute, and rally to the ball.
100%. Zone eyes on the quarterback. I see him throw the football, break on it, go make tackles, live to fight another down.
The play-action fake. Bring in the heat. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. A big 3rd down coming, and hotty-toddy, gosh almighty, this crowd is ready. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the tight end. That'll get the job done and move the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 45.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up. And the Aggies trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. He wants to throw it again. Grabbed over the middle. It's Morrill. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the 1st down. 8th play on this opening drive coming up, and they need a 3rd down conversion. Looking to throw. Got it behind the line. It's Morrill. 3rd down conversions are huge, and they've got one, and they're at the 35.
3rd down, defense is thinking pass, so those defensive ends rushing up the field, that plays perfectly into the running back screen. Great play call at the right time.
The Aggies have it with a 1st and 10. From the gun, the ground game. Got enough for the 1st down. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. Nothing the Aggies love more than saying howdy with a strong running game.
Yeah, how do you like that 1st down? How do you like that ground game? Like, that's what they've got to be built on. They got to have that toughness. When the Aggies have that toughness is when you see that their best teams are competing at a high level.
And that's why this guy is such a weapon in this offense, because you don't have to throw it far downfield. Just get the ball in his hands. He catches it close to the line of scrimmage, but look what he was able to do after the catch. He gets an explosive play for this offense.
It has been all defense all the time in the early going as we wrap up the first quarter, and the stats certainly reflect that. Let's see if the offenses can find a little rhythm here in the second. They'll try to open this quarter by sticking it in the end zone here. They'll try to get it in with the run. He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here.
Yeah, you want to be physical. You want to assert yourselves. And now listen, I know this is a top 5 defense against the run in college football, but you got to believe you can do it and continue to stay balanced and run the football and be physical down here in the red zone.
Back in motion, try to clear the picture. Here's the pressure. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Aggies!
Well, your opponent can't beat you if you don't give them the football. And they were able to possess it throughout the entire first quarter, and they finally cap it off with that impressive rushing touchdown.
They get set for the point after as we have the first score of the game. And the extra point makes it 7-0. Precise, relentless execution on that 13-play scoring drive. And he got into the house from the 6 to finish it. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Just into the end zone, and he'll bring it out. And the coverage team gets the returner on the ground. The Ole Miss offense will try to get something started with their first possession. And what a performance, an aerial show from this guy in the last game, and he has to have a ton of confidence coming into this one, David.
Yeah, it was a great week. And watching that tape before this game, like you could tell, man, he was seeing it quick. The ball was coming out, just touchdowns at will. A really nice day. And I think, Jesse, you take that and you start to build on it for this offense and really continue to trust him to make plays through the air.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think he really earned his offensive coordinator's trust after that performance. So I'm anticipating the playbook to expand a little bit in this game. Maybe see some new schemes in the passing game just based on what this guy was able to do the last time he took it.
Breaks into the open. Found a bunch of room and got it to the 44-yard line. Timeout called here by the defense. It's their first of the half. Now they'll line it up from the 44 on 1st and 10. They'll leave it with him. Look out, he's got room. Turning on the Jets. Gets it inside the 10, out of bounds at the 9 after the big pickup on that one. And the Rebels moving quickly to the line. Scanning the field is Simmons. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
As a quarterback, you just have to know where you are in the field. It's one thing to hold on to the ball, and it's one thing to take a sack, but you cannot keep retreating and retreating going backwards like that.
Quick completion to the right. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few. Here comes a 3rd down situation, and the defense has had no answer so far. Leaves it with the back. And they're finally able to get him on the ground at the 1.
Man, those hurt for a defense because you got them in 3rd and long, right where you want them. You're thinking pass, pass, pass. They sneak the run in there. Now they got a 4th and short situation. First thing, I'm always watching the football. Now getting ready for the run game, the short passing game, the play action game.
Right down the boulevard. That'll bring him to within 4.
How great is it to know that if you can get the ball down somewhere close to the 40-yard line on your opponent's side of the field, you're walking away with at least 3 points because this dude is automatic.
They'll kick it away after putting up a field goal on that last drive. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. So here comes the Texas A&M offense back onto the field. Both teams scored on their first possessions, but now a chance to send a message that field goals aren't going to win this game. Touchdowns will. Trying to start the drive with a pass. Got it in the middle, it's Riley. Good, solid pickup on that one, and they've got it out to the 40, and it's 1st down.
Man, it's nice having a QB that is going to hang in there. You could tell, hanging in there, he knows he's going to get hit, right? If I'm going to get hit, I might as well make a completion. Great job hanging in there, throwing the football on target and getting the completion.
New set of downs after the completion. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. And he was able to get away from one tackle, but plenty of help was on the way. Decent pickup on that play. And the Aggies with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Quarterback flips it ahead quickly to the receiver. Turning it on! Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the 1st down.
Yeah, and way to be creative, way to get the ball in the perimeter really quickly, get some speed outside. All you got to do is secure that edge, and you're just trying to get that 1st down. Nice job, nice play call by the offense.
A&M comes back out with another 1st down. Using his legs, it's Morrow.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
2nd down, they'll go to the air. The sure hands, it's Morrow. He gets right to the edge of the red zone. He's out of bounds at the 20.
This offense is clicking, and clearly everything is working. The offensive coordinator's calling good plays, the quarterback and his unit is executing, and this defense right now, they have no answers.
Caught behind the line. It's Morrow. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion.
Yeah, and I think you've just seen how the quarterback has so much confidence in this guy catching the ball too, right? Receivers aren't open, tight ends aren't open. He knows he can find him running out of the backfield, or if he lines up at wide receiver, this dude can get open, and he can make positive things happen after he has the ball.
They get him stopped at the 5-yard line, but it will be 1st and goal from there.
Another 1st down. Man, this defense couldn't stop a nosebleed right now. It's that bad.
Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Gets the back moving. He'll set up to throw. And he drops it just a little too slippery in the hands.
Tight ends are supposed to be the quarterback's security blanket, especially down here in the red zone. And that time, he just dropped it.
To the air on 2nd down. Give him 6. Touchdown, Aggies.
And they trust their QB to execute like they have the whole 1st half, and he delivers, and they build on this lead and build their momentum going into halftime.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point makes it 14-3. 76 yards on the drive for the touchdown, and the score comes on a 5-yard touchdown pass. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. He'll bring it out. It's Beckham. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Offense has enough time to get off a play before we head to the half. The gift to the back. And he's able to shed one tackle and gets a pretty good pickup. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Thanks, guys. A memorable first half of football so far today at Oxford. And a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day of the week and twice on Saturday. The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy might be the one that leaves here today with a big fat W. And with that, let's head back to the Grove at our fellas at Vaught Hemingway Stadium.
All right, Kevin, about ready to start the second half here. Texas A&M has it teed up to start this second half. He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Ole Miss offense ready to go back to work. There he goes! An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down. The Rebels want to move quickly.
The defense has got to be more physical up front. Don't let them have those running lanes, those holes to break off a nice run, get a first down. And here's the thing, you better reload quick because they're right back.
He's going to fire deep. And it falls incomplete, but that could have been disastrous. A defender was right there. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Looking downfield, it's Simmons. Rush coming in hot, and they got him at the 29.
You have to imagine the game plan in the second half. Being down, I got to come out and throw the football successfully, but how about this offensive line? They don't do their job. They don't protect their guy, and the defense setting the tone right out the gate.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Rebels decide to punt it away. The punters have had the day off up to this point. First one of the game. Fair catch is signaled and made, and they'll go to work from the 27-yard line. Texas A&M has it back on the offense, ready to go to work. They've come out smoking with touchdowns on each of their first 2 drives, and they're back to work now. So now it's 2nd and long. Got room to work. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. The Land Sharks circling. Crowd getting this defense whipped up on 3rd down. And the rush will get to him at the 25.
I think going into halftime trailing, this defense knew that they were going to have to start making plays here in the second half. And early in the 3rd quarter here on this drive, they get a sack. That is really good news for this defense.
The Aggies send out the punt team to kick it away. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. Gets his first one of the day away, and that matches his total from that victory last week. And he'll work his way on the return out to the 35-yard line before he stopped. Ole Miss ready to send the offense onto the field. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job getting blocks and establishing this running game.
And how easy does football become if you're the more physical team? If you can threaten the run and then run play action, it opens up the whole offense at your disposal.
They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. Intercepted, and that is the last thing they needed. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his second of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
The Texas A&M offense goes back to work. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. Holds and fires complete to the right. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. And here comes the offense on second down. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. On third and long, he has to throw for it. Takes a hit as he fires. Missed his receiver there. It's incomplete. And how about this? They're going to send the kicker out there to try to put a thunderfoot into one. Well, players don't really like kickers, but if this guy bangs through this 60-yarder, he'll be the toast of the team. What an absolute howitzer he unleashed off his foot. You must protect the kicker when he's in a defenseless position like that. That penalty's going to give the offense a first down. On the move, it's Morrow. Finds just enough room to pick up a couple down to the 26. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Now the play fake. Pass rush coming after the quarterback, and they get him at the 32.
This defensive end is an animal. He already has 2 sacks, and we're only in the third quarter. I'd move him around a little bit more defensively so that the offense has no idea where he's lining up. Because right now, man, he is feasting.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. We've reached the break, and Texas A&M leads it. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. One quarter to go, and might we have the makings of a classic fourth-quarter finish. With the break, they had a little extra time to dial something up for this third down play. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. And the pressure is coming in, and they get him again.
In these situations, third and eternity, I know exactly what to do. I'm putting more DBs on the field. I know it's a pass, my best pass defenses, and then I turn my pass rushers loose. Go get that QB.
And they're running out the kicker to give it a try. He's going to have to break out the thunderfoot on this one, a 57-yard attempt. And it took everything he had, but he barely gets it in there. And that lead grows even bigger.
I really like the decision by this offense because now they got to score 2 touchdowns. Time is not on their side. I can stay very, very conservative, use that clock. I like the decision by this offense.
And he takes this from inside the 5. The Ole Miss offense ready to go back to work. This certainly hasn't been their best day, but there's no time for mistakes now. They have to execute if they want to snatch this thing from the fire. Running hard and getting 6 yards out to the 26. The Rebels will hustle to the line.
And the offense has a little bit of success, and what do? They push that turbo button right back on the line, ready to run another play.
What a phenomenal job in the open field, breaking off the long run, and they're not going to just take their time and huddle up to get the next play call. They're right back at the line of scrimmage, going tempo.
Motion from the wideout. Back to throw, it's Simmons. Unloads to the wideout. And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't hook up. They're dealing with a second and long. Wants to go up top. Pocket breaking down. Finds his tight end. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. They'll stick to the ground, looking for the marker. They convert on third down as he gets it to the 46-yard line. And the Rebels are on the move. Might as well give it to him again. Good pickup on that play. It'll bring up 2nd and 4. Offense, quick tempo. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Got a man, it's Lee.
And this offense just hasn't found a way to kind of open it up. Like, they haven't found those explosive plays. It feels like the defense is kind of strangling them and staying really close to the line of scrimmage because of their lack of their big play ability over the top. This offense has to dial something up.
Down by multiple possessions, you can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on 4th down. Hauls it in, the first down and more. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. The Rebels with the 1st and 10.
And this offense is going to have to be aggressive, right? Down a couple possessions, got to continue to get these first downs, move quick, don't be in a hurry, but they've got to keep the accelerator down because they need some explosive plays.
Picked up some yardage with that completion, now 2nd down. Back to pass. Quickly to the tight end. They'll run him out of bounds, but look what's on the ground. Penalty marker. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. He'll keep it himself. He's going to lose a yard on that one. Down in the 4th quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Oh, he dropped it. Just didn't look it all the way in, and they'll turn it over on downs. The decision to go for it does not pan out. Right on the money. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. Caught in the backfield, it's Riley. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. A big 3rd down coming, and hotty-toddy, gosh almighty, this crowd is ready. It's on target and complete. They make the stop about 4 yards short of the first down. We've reached a 2-minute timeout, and in all likelihood, they could just run the clock out. We'll see if they want to rub a little salt in the wound. They punt it away on 4th down. Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set up a big return. So they start this drive from inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. To the air, it's Simmons. Makes the catch. It's Ray.
You got to like this defense, man. All game long, great job tackling the football. Like, you throw it on the perimeter, they're coming up. They're not giving the run after the catch of these receivers. A lot of times you see so much.
Always got some space. And they'll pick up the first down and mark it at the 47. Trying to get everybody set with the clock still running. Looking downfield on 1st down. Got it in the middle, it's Lee. Dragged down at the 43, but they've got it in enemy territory. They picked up 10 and give him a first down. Looking to throw again. Throws to the wideout. It's complete. And this defense is a half a beat behind. They just can't quite keep up. They've got it down to the 21. To the air on 1st down. Throws to the tight end. Makes the grab. He'll get it all the way down to the 8-yard line, and the defense is feeling the heat. And they spike it and get the clock stopped. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Looking to fire. Here comes the heat. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, we've got a chance at a finish.
If we had any chance to make this happen, we had to score with a little bit of time on the clock. Now we need a miracle. Now we need to kick the onside, get an onside kick, and somehow, some way, make a big play.
Ready to try the point after. And with the extra point, every little bit counts as they get closer. Trailing by a touchdown here in the fourth, they'll try to get it back with the onside kick. Cool as a cucumber as the hands team makes a sure catch. So with the late lead, they're ready to just drain the clock in victory formation. And the quarterback will just drop to a knee. What a show both of these teams put on today. Couple of outstanding squads, hotly contested battle all the way to the very end.
Yeah, we came into this one expecting this to be a back-and-forth battle. We knew it was going to go down late into the fourth quarter. At the end of the day, the higher-ranked team, David, they were really able to lean on those playmakers and that leadership they've got in the locker room.
Yeah, and now I think even more so, you're starting to believe in them. They're battle-tested. This team they find a way to get things done. That's why they're ranked where they're at. And I expect this team to stay in contention for the college football playoff because they're proving week in and week out they're a really good squad.